Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. And taking a step away from the Age of the Primes, we're continuing our look at the Studio Series line, and this is the other figure in the A series for this year, and this is Deluxe Class Optimus Prime Gamer Edition, based on its appearance from the Devastation video game, which actually came out, God, over 10 years ago now. Um, Remember, it was a tie-in with Combiner Wars, so however old Combiner Wars is. Now, a lot of people have been very critical of this figure, and I gotta say, I enjoy it. I like it very much. For a deluxe class Optimus Prime, it basically does everything I would want it to do. It's fairly articulated, transforms cleanly, uh, not a lot of kibble or fake parts. I mean, the grill is the same grill. The chest is the same chest. Um, Now, in terms of the weapon, it does come with a energon axe that has a little bit of a blast effect molded in. Now, I would have, if they weren't going to bring out the detail of the blast effect, I would have just left it off. But the reason it's there is for those of you who may not be familiar with Devastation, um, the melee weapons tended to have more of a focus in terms of points and attack. It, I know it's a little strange. I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of over the Transformers using melee weapons. It was cool when it was really exclusive to the Japanese figures, because in the Japanese culture, swords and stuff like that are like really cool. So that's why, if you notice, a lot of those G1 Japanese formers and guys in the Brave series, they had swords, they had powered up swords and stuff like that. Really now the Transformers use it. This is something that was introduced in the with the movies where they wanted to have more realistic appearances, and that for close combat you would be using axes, swords, stuff like that. But I think it's a bit too much now. So you do see I have Prime in a bit of an action pose. Very nice. We can just straighten that out. Um, I think the head's kind of cool myself. I think it's very indicative of the old OP himself. Um, Now, for with deal talk going for a minute, something that's not shown in the instructions, and I didn't notice that was mentioned, is the fact that if you look at the back here, there are some slotting, and the tab of the axe that's used for storage in vehicle mode fits in perfectly right back there. So it holds in. I mean, it works. Maybe it's intentional, maybe it's not. But other than that, yeah, it's a good looking figure. Is it perfect? No. Obviously, you do have this thing here where the wrists flare a little, and a little bit of the blue from the hands sticks out. There is one other feature that this does have a matrix. Now, in the packaging, the axe and the smokestacks, which are removable and they can be attached, there's a nice little tab there that holds them in place, came in some tissue paper. The instructions kind of show that the matrix of leadership, which is in the chest, was also a separate piece. In my case, this was already installed. But you go ahead and you open up the chest here, and you have a very underpainted matrix of leadership that's done in that off-white plastic that the waist and the thighs are done in. It's like that soapy plastic that we've experienced here and there over the years, I think. Now, to get the matrix out, the instructions kind of show twisting it. An easier way is that if you come in with your finger and press down on one side, that will pop the other side up, and it allows you to just get your thumbnail, fingernail in there and pop it out. Now, if you close the chest, and here's the cool part, the transformation joint works as a bit of a butterfly joint. So if you bring the arms up, um, there are slots on the inside of the hand here that the matrix can slide on into. Oh, let me make sure I do this right. And And if you get it just right, I mean, this actually works better than the Transformers 1 Optimus Prime, but he can hold the Matrix. Huh. And of course, I say that, and I'm having a hard time, but let's get it. There we go. There we go. So there you have Prime being able to hold the Matrix just like that. So that is kind of cool. Something that they didn't have to do, but they worked in. It's funny. This past year with Transformers One, there's been like a renewed focus on the Matrix, and of course, you do notice that on the chest there is the detailing of uh, little bit of the animation detailing there. So to get into the transformation, let's go ahead and if you have it stored there, remove the axe. Uh, Fold the hands in. They're not going to fold in all the way. And it's actually the forearms are not as hollow as they kind of looked in the preview pics. That's something I want to mention. Turn the head around 180 degrees. Come around to the back here, and what you want to do next is just spread the arms out a little. Bring these wheel sections down and snap them into place. Next, what you're going to do is bring the head up. And then this panel will go in, fill in the gap here in the top as that head panel comes down, just like so. With that being done, come in here on the side and untab these side panels. Do not fold them around all the way. We'll get to that towards the end. And then rotate the waist around. So now the front bumper is matching the grill, and bring the grill forward. You would think the grill would tab in there, but it actually doesn't. That is left open. And now we get to pretty much what I think is the trickiest part of the transformation. Actually, no, we're actually not going to do that yet. My mistake. While you're back here, flip down the heels, rotate the figure around. If you have them angled out, snap the heels into place, and then bring the feet down. Next, what you can do is open up these panels here. These are actually meant to be the side gas canisters. Rotate the what will be the trailer hitch up, and yes, I've heard this actually can tow some of the Optimus Prime trailers, and then rotate the wheels down. You have to have those hitch parts up before you can rotate the wheels down. Peg the legs together. Oh no, no, my mistake again. Ooh boy. Well, you know what? You get to see what not to do. You can't peg the legs together because they need to rotate them up. They actually go around that central cod piece. Once that's done, you can then peg them together, and they come together quite nicely. And now that that's done, there are slots on those waist pieces that will now sit on tabs that were on the legs, and that will help make sure the cab is straight and have everything lined up. Now we're going to get to what I consider to be the toughest part of the transformation, and that's the arms. Fold the arm. It's the traditional Optimus Prime transformation. Bend it at the elbow. Fold the shoulder back. That'll tab into place. And now you're going to bring the forearm forward. And what you have to do is bend this front bumper down slightly to give the arm a little bit extra clearance to go in and kind of into place. There's a little slot right there that there's a tab on the forearm that it's going to sit in. And once you get one arm done, it actually makes it a little bit trickier to get the other arm. But you got to wrestle with it and just set it in like that. Then with these side panels, they're going to come forward, tab into place right there. You have the truck mode done. You'll notice there's a slot on the leg. Come in, tab the axe into place, And there you have Optimus Prime in its truck mode. Well, personally, I think it's better than that deluxe Optimus Prime that came out in Classics that was like, that had the spinning gimmick. It was sort of retooled for the Robot Master. Yeah, you have that little gap there. You have some of that white sticking through, but all in all, this is a nice deluxe Optimus Prime based on the G1 design, the animation design, which is really more of a the video game design, but you get my point. Um, it rolls. It's because of my surface, the wheels aren't gripping as easily, but there's that. Now let me just quickly bring in TF1 Bumblebee to do a little size comparison. And what I noticed, I'm trying to figure out how to show it here. If we go front wheel to front wheel, the vehicle mode, Optimus Prime's truck mode is longer. But if you notice where the front wheel is and where the rear wheel is, but then if you go to include this little extra back section, this Bumblebee is actually Prime is still a little bit longer, but now not as much. So some of you might look at that as a good thing. Some of you might look at that as a bad thing. In terms of scale, it's up to you. I know we have a Devastation 2-pack of Decepticon drones. This Prime is going to be out of scale with the Conehead drone, and actually might even be a little bit smaller than the Viacon drone that uses the runabout, run amok, jump starter uh, type of mold, if you remember from the game. But that's now coming in blue with a new head, so I think it's kind of cool. So there's that. Now to go back to robot mode, and yes, I'm actually going to do that for you. Remove the axe, unpeg these side panels here. Uh, Getting the arms out is actually, unfortunately, could be a little as tricky as getting them in. Oh, this time I didn't have that hard of a time, so just swing them out, do the old Optimus Prime transformation there. So there's that. Uh, Come around the back here, untab those side panels. That way you can free up the legs, split the legs, rotate the wheels around, flip the trailer hitch in, just like that, just like that. I guess you can close up those panels now. Flip the feet up, just like so. Bring the the legs down. At this point, I guess we can, if you haven't, just by natural movement, if the grill hasn't gone in, push it in. Rotate that waist, the windshield upper chest area around. Fold these side panels around. They're going to should tab into place on that grill, just like that. Bring up Optimus's head, rotate it around, flip it down like so, and then just bring those wheels in. They'll sit right there on the back. Flip the hands out. Unfortunately, there isn't like a natural locking point for the hands, so you can overbend them a little. That might be interesting for some poses, but just be aware of that. And now, remember what I showed you about the ankles? You can just untab them, let them sit a little free, and that'll allow them to be a little on the loose side. So with the axe, you can store it in the back, put it in the hand, do what you will. We have Optimus Prime back in its robot mode. So I think what we'll do now is we'll pause, and I'll come back with my. Like I said at the beginning, I think Deluxe Class Optimus Prime from Transformers Devastation is a good Deluxe Optimus Prime, based on that G1 design. We really haven't had that many of them over the years, so I think it's a nice addition. This can work on your G1 shelf, video game shelf, wherever you want to have it. Sure, there are some issues with the look of the figure, the quality of the plastic, and what have you, but I think that's overly exaggerated by people, especially if you're trying to compare this figure to the legend that is Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. But I think it's definitely worth the purchase. And like Bumblebee, as I said in the beginning, is part of the 2025 A series. So while um, I recommend the figure, you might be able to wait a while for a sale or some sort of discount, since this version of Optimus Prime is meant to be on shelves throughout the year, regardless of wave or season. Just as an example, Studio Series 86 Bumblebee is actually on a deep sale now at Amazon for 11 and change. So maybe the price might drop here. Now, I got this figure from Walmart, where they've been apparently have been getting all of the 2025 product in stock. So you can just go and get Studio Series, Age of the Primes, whatever you want. Now, online, it's a little more hit or miss. I was able to hit with this, but realistically, I can't say anything worse about it. It is what it is. If you like it, buy it. If you don't, then don't buy it. But that's about it for the review. If you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe. Well, I appreciate the views. The likes, comments, and subscriptions help to communicate to YouTube through the algorithm that my channel should be exalted and held upon high. If you want to make the ultimate sign of support, I do have a Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/chuckdog1999. All I ask for is $1 a month, $12 a year. No thrills, no tears, no special rewards. All you're doing is helping me help you to help me help you bring figures like this to you, as well as keeping up the infrastructure of the channel. But if you, as I always say, if you can't afford $1 a month or $12 a year, your views are more than thanks enough. And I really want to stress that how important your views are. We're living in a time now where stolen reviews, very early reviews, kind of end the news cycles on these new figures months before they reach release, let alone a saturation point. So I think it's very important to support reviewers like myself who aren't able to get figures as early as other people and sometimes get shut out on those like early review views. Um, as it is, there are some people that if they don't see a figure early, they're not going to watch the review. So I do thank you all for your continued support. But that's about it. Once again, this is your old pal Chuck for Studio Series Gamer Edition Devastation Optimus Prime. We will see you next time.